Yes, right. Can you confirm me that whether I can hear you on your side clearly, Duraputa? Just confirm me. Right, great. All right, sixth question is about the system development life cycle. In short form, uh, we are saying like SDLC for this particular thing, right? So they are asking some questions regarding that, right? So for that, they have given you a scenario which involves the SDLC, and some of the students are making a library system as per the librarian's requirement. So it describes, right? So it says the librarian proposed to introduce a new computerized information system to manage its operations. Anwar identified the requirement of the proposed system. Then he designed a system that satisfied the requirements. Based on the design made by Anwar, Malini developed the software. Krishan tested the software, and someone installed the system in the library. A few months later, Malini fixed problems in the new system and modified the system to print two additional reports. So basically, these are the things that we have to do, or like that we have to perform during the system development life cycle, right? So like this is the very first phase of the SDLC, which we call the identifying system requirements, right? Or like the identifying the requirements, right? So this is the first step of the system development life cycle. And Anwar is the one who's designed the system as well, right? So design the system, the second phase. And based on that, Manini developed the software, that means development, right? And Krishna is testing it, right? The fourth one. And someone is installing it, or the deployment. And then after, like a few months later means, few months later after the installation means, it is regarding the maintenance, right? So in the last point, what they are talking about is the maintenance, right? So these are the steps which we found out, or like which we discuss in the system development life cycle. So now the questions: who is involved in the coding phase of the system development life cycle? Coding phase, that means the development part, it is the Malini. So the A is going to answer as the Malini, right? And in the B part, it's asked which phase of the system development life cycle was carried out by someone. Now, someone is installing the system, so we can say he is deploying the system, right? So deployment is carried out. No, deployment can be carried out in many different ways. There are four ways that we are talking in our syllabus, which is the direct deployment, parallel deployment, phase deployment, and pilot deployment. So the what we mean by the direct deployment is, like when we are deploying it directly, the old system will be taken out and the new system will be fixed into the uh, organization, or uh, the the place where the software is going to use. So all system is taken away, and from the installation day onwards, that organization is able to experience the new system, right? So the benefit is they can experience the new system from the day it installed. And the disadvantage or the problem that can arise is if something goes wrong with the new system, you don't have a backup because you have taken out the old system already, right? And the next one is the parallel deployment, right? So in parallel deployment, the new system and the old system will be executed for certain amount of period. On that period, the people in the organization will get confident about the new system, right? So until the confidence made, the old system is also carried out. So the benefit is if something goes wrong with the new system, they have their old system with them, so they can recover whatever the part that they are going to miss. The disadvantage is they have to do the same work twice because they are doing the same work on the new system as well as the older system, right? And the third one is called the pace deployment, right? So in pace deployment, the project team will be created a new system, and the organization will be there to acquire that or to take that, but they are not going to take it totally, or like they are not going to get installed that totally. So instead of that, they are taking a pace of the new system and apply it to the organization, right? Then entire organization have that new pace and doing the works regarding that new pace with the new system, and the rest of the things goes with the old system still. The new part which is, or the new pace which is replaced will be executed, and the work regarding that new pace will be done according to the new system. And others or the other tasks are carried out according to the old system. So sometimes later, another pace or the pace 2 will get installed into the organization. So now the pace 1 and pace 2 tasks are happening according to the new system. Other tasks are still happening according to the old system. So likewise, by the time total system will get installed into the organization pace by pace, right? The final one is called the pilot deployment. So the pilot deployment means once the project team is done with their product, it will be taken into the organization, and only one section or a part of the organization will experience the total system, right? So as an example, if we make a system to our school, the primary classes or the primary section is experiencing the new system totally. The secondary classes will be on the old system still. So the primary section will be will experience what are the benefits and what are the features of the new system, and they will get confident and they will feel it is success. If they feel it is success, then that system will be applied to the other parts of the organization as well, right? So then the entire organization is going to experience the new system. So the project or the pilot project that we carried out in the primary section is identified as the pilot deployment, right? Niyamu vyaපතියක් කියලා අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා. So it will be tested in the primary section. Once it is okay, it will be applied into the entire organization. So that is what you call the pilot deployment. And to here, which phase of the system development life cycle was carried out by the Saman? So you can say deployment phase, right? So in the C part, which phase of the system development life cycle was carried out by Krishna? Krishna is the testing phase, right? So what are the ways that we can do the testing? There are 4 ways of doing the testing in your book, right? So like unit test is there. Now unit test is what? When the system is planned, that the planned system will be separated into a smaller parts and handed over to the programmers to program it, to code it. And later, when the system is like done by the programmers, they will be asked to test their own program by themselves. So those are called the unit testing. The unit by unit will be tested, right? So those are called the unit testing. So later, some of these units are integrated together or like combined together and will be tested whether those integrated module is working as they expected. So that is called the integration testing, right? Then later, all these modules and units will be gathered together and will make an entire system. Then they will test the entire system is working as they expected. So that is called the system testing. So later, that particular system will be presented to the client and ask him to check whether whether the things are there or like the expected output is there as per their requirement. So that test is called the acceptance testing. So if the acceptance testing is okay, then only the project team have the authorization or like having the green light to install the software into the organization, right? So Krishna is carried out the test phase or the testing phase in the system development life cycle. And in DPAR, it's asked, write 2 different methods that Anwar can use to understand the requirements of the proposed system. So there are many. You can carry out questionnaires, interviews, observations, right? And read out or like observe the sampling documents, right? And yeah, those kind of things can be there. Let's go for the what we call the marking scheme as well, right? So we will be able to see how the things are going to happen. Yeah, Sayuri, debugging is part of the testing loop, right? Debugging means when a bug is found, it will get corrected, right? අපි බලමු marking scheme එකේ ඒකට ලකුණු දීලා තියෙනවද කියලා, right? Yes. Yeah, even you can have the marks for the debugging phase, right? Because in the marking scheme, they have given the marks for the debugging or like software quality assurance phase as well. But it's better you go with the entire thing, right? Like the common term, like testing. And yeah, and again, Sairi, like they have considered the testing word, right? Testing and debugging, right? Debugging කියලා විතරක් තිබ්බොත් දුව සමහරට ලකුණු නොදෙන්නත් ඉඩ තියෙනවා. මොකද debugging කියන එක අත්‍යවශ්‍ය නෑ කියලා තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ මේ වරහන් දාලා තියෙන්නේ. But testing word should be there, or else quality assurance space. Right? Yeah. So then no problem. So the first one, they have given answer as Malini, and as well as Saman is also taken as acceptable answer because they have used this implementation word inside the scenario. Right? අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් implementation කියලා කියන්නේ deploy කරන තැනට. Right? අතන ඔය මාළනී කරන දෙයට අපි කියන්නේ develop කරනවා, code කරනවා කියලා. But in the system, in the scenario, I remember they have used something like that. Let's see where the place is. Yeah. Yes. So the coding is given to be developed, and implementation means deployment. Right? ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපි implementation පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ deployment කියන එකට. So සමාන කරන්නේ install කරන එකනේ. So that also taken as a deployment or implementations. Right? So in that mean they may have gone to the Saman as a correct answer as well. Right? So for A, either it's Malini or Saman. Here in the B, it says deployment and implementation of the system, the testing and debugging. These are the ways that we can gather the requirements. So any two answers will give you 3 marks. It's a huge one, right? And the E part, you can have the marks for the E part because feasibility study is not in your syllabus now. So, but it's better you remember that little, right? So feasibility study means when we are developing something, when we are going to develop something, before the project team start the developments or like designing, even designing, right? Design කරන්න පටන් ගන්න plan එක හදන්න පටන් ගන්න කලින් they will analyze whether this company or the client who has given them the project is capable of having this project or capable of doing this project, right? And is it suitable for the environment? Environment කියලා කියන්නේ මේ අපි ස්වභාවික පරිසරය විතරක් නෙවෙයි, the working environment, their the transaction environment, ඒ ඔක්කොම කියන්නේ ඒකට දාලා පරිසරයට ගැලපෙනවද කියන එක they will test it out. Test it out means like they will observe, right? So those are called the feasibility study. And feasibility means whether it can be achieved, right? So these feasibilities are done in many different ways, right? They will check whether this organization is capable of having the technologies or like the technical stuff inside the organization, right? So that is called the technical feasibility, right? So they will see whether the computers are there, whether the technical devices are there, right? So those are called the technical feasibilities. And they will see whether they are capable of operating this thing, operational feasibility, right? Maybe they will have computers, but they may not have a proper operator, right? Or the person who is having the knowledge about the system. So on those cases, the project team can propose to the organization, okay, this may need 10 computers with one administrator, but you don't have an administrator. So if you go for something like this, like this kind of a software, you have to recruit an operator to your organization as well, right? So on that case, that client can understand, or client can decide whether he is going to acquire this particular software or not, right? Because the team has given him the idea. You just think whether you can go with this or not, right? So if the project team is moving without doing something like this, the feasibility study, and if client figures it out later that he is going to incur a cost like more than he was expecting, and then and there he can reject the project, right? ඒගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න පුළුවන් එපා මට එපා ඕගොල්ලෝ මට කිව්වේ මේක 1 million වලින් හදලා දෙනවා කියලා, but 1 million වලට වඩා මට බේදන් යනවා මේකේ තව devices ගන්න ඕනේ කෙනෙක් recruit කරන්න ඕනේ, so it will incur me like more than 1 million, so you haven't informed it to me previously, so I don't need the project, I don't want it because I don't have any money to pay, right? The client is that strong until he is given the system, right? So for the sake of project team, in most of the cases they will do the feasibility study and they will provide a feasibility report by saying, okay, these are the capabilities and these are the incapabilities of the organization regarding this particular project, so just consider it and see what's actually that the organization is going to do with this, right? So that is what you call the feasibility study. And for the E part, the technical feasibility will be the answer, and if you have not mentioned it, doesn't matter, you can take the marks because in your book there is nothing about the feasibility study, right? All right, so that sum up the sixth question. No, not the sixth question, Samina. It's the second part is there, right? So they are asking the to match the excuse me. Just a second. Right. So they're asking you to match the steps which are from A to F with the given numbers in the picture. And this is easy, right? B, D, and E is already been fixed. And they're asking what are the steps for the 1, 2, and 6, right? So here what they are trying to explain or like trying to illustrate is what happened when we are given a web address and how the web pages are taken into our computer or to the client computer, right? So the first thing is like user will open the web browser and type the domain name, like domain name means what the www dot whatever the thing .com or .lk or something. So according to this particular question, the F choice, the F step will be the first one. User opens the web browser and enter http://www.nie.lk, right? So that's going to be the first one. And the second one, once the web browser receives a domain name, web browser does not understand that particular domain name, and they only know the IP addresses to communicate with the computers. So what the browser is doing is that particular domain name will be sent to the DNS server to get resolved or to get matched or to get mapped with the particular IP address. So the domain name is sent, then the DNS will inform, okay, this is the IP address for the domain name that you have sent to me, right? So the second one is going to be then, it's going to be A. The request to translate www.nie.lk domain name to the IP address is sent to the name server, right? So it is not very much clear in this picture. Let's go with the question paper. Yeah. Right, so it's going to be A. Request to translate ni.lk domain name to the IP address is sent to the DNS, which means the domain name server. So second one is A, right? So this is going to be the first and this is going to be the second. So third and fourth and fifth are matched. DNS returns the IP address, this particular thing, once it is requested, right? Then the browser will send the request or the HTTP GET request to the web server with the IP address of this particular one, right? 222.165.180.150, right? Then the web server means what? The place or the computer which holds the web pages of the particular website. It's again another computer, right? So then it will send the web browser is going to receive the things from the web server. So it yeah, E is going to be the web server with IP address. This particular thing returns the HTML data string, right? So get request is sent and the data will be received, right? Then 6 is going to be then web browser renders the HTML web pages, right? So once the data is received by the browser is going to show it to the user, right? එතකොට ලේසි ඔය පියවර ටික මතක තියාගන්න නේද? domain name එක දෙනවා. Then domain name is sent to the DNS. DNS will give the IP. According to the IP, the request is sent to the particular web server. Then that web server will send us the data. Then the browser is going to show those data to the user. So 6 is going to go with the C, right? So that is what in the marking scheme as well. A is F, 1 is F, 2 is A, and 6 is C. So if you're having those things, you can have 3 marks for that. Okay, people, if you got any questions, you can ask regarding the 6th one. So I'm going to move into the 7th question, which is the flowchart. So in the 7th question, they have given you a flowchart and is asking you to write the pseudocode according to that, right? So now, first of all, we have to figure out what kind of a flowchart is this. So is this a flowchart only with sequence, or is there a selection, or is there a repetition? So like when you are finding a diamond shape inside your flowchart, then it's going to be a condition. So against a condition, there can be a selection or a iteration or a repetition, right? So how we are going to figure out whether this is a iteration or a selection? So we can take out our pen on the data flows and see whether we are going to find anything repetitive or going in a circle manner. So these paths, the data flows is not going to circle around. It's just going to flow on one direction according to the condition and is going to end. So this is nothing but selection, because if you there is no any iteration, no circular ways of going inside the flowchart. So if it is a repetition, you will be finding something like this. So it goes around, right? So this is a selection. So we are going to deal with the selection when we are writing the pseudocode. So pseudocode is written on this manner. You should have the begin word, right? And you can use input or get or read or obtain as well. And you have to say you are going to take A and B in to the coding. So you can say input A, one line, and input B, another line. Or you can say it in one single line, input A, comma B, right? Likewise, any of the lines are going to get the marks. So then the if condition is faced once you have given the inputs. So then if the condition is going to be A larger than B, right? So then keyword is a must, right? If A larger than B, then. So remember, the brackets are not compulsory, right? It is optional. So if you are not having the brackets, it doesn't matter, but condition should be there. And then if particular condition, then you have to say output or display or show or print B, right? Why we are printing B? Because according to the condition, the years path is giving us display B. So that means if condition like display is belongs with the true part of the if condition, that means the first part, then the rest of the thing or the no part is going to be with the else portion, right? So then else keyword should be there, display, show, print, or output, one of those words A. Then end if, it is a must, and the end keyword, which is which belongs to the very begin keyword, right? So begin and end should be there. So the marks are given on that manner. For begin and end or start and end, 1 mark. The inputs is having 2 marks, right? And if section is going to have 3 marks. That is the way they have allocated the marks for this, right? Okay. Then as the final part, they are asking the following flowchart reads 3 numbers and find the smallest, to find the smallest, write down the correct expression for missing labels P and Q. So P and Q is regarding conditions, right? So what is going to happen? So it will start and it will read 3 variables, A, B, and C. And in the first condition, they compare A and B. So the condition or the question that they are asking is whether A is larger than B. So if it goes on the yes path, that means A is the larger one and B is the smaller one, right? So the motive of this program is to find the smallest. So from A and B, they have found the B is smaller now. So in the next condition, they have to compare the smaller one for the moment with the other component, that means the C. So then in the yes part, if they are displaying C, so C is going to be the smallest one, because the display or the answer or the output is going to be the smallest value. So the proper question that you need to ask is whether C is less than B. C කියන කෙනා පොඩිද B-ටත් වඩා. If it is yes, then it will display C. If it is no, that means C is bigger than B. So they will display B as the smallest value. If they are going on the no path, so that means B is larger than A. So A is the smaller one in this path. So here they have to figure out again the smaller one with the other component, have to compare and see whether which one is the smallest. So if they are displaying A, they are displaying A on the no path, they are displaying the C on the yes path. Then the correct question that you want is whether C is smaller than A. You don't need the question mark because question mark is in there in your given structure. So for P, it should be C less than B. For Q, it should be C less than A. Or you can write it other way around as well. So like B larger than C. In here, A larger than C. One of these methods. Right, so that is what the marking scheme says as well. B larger than C, or C less than B, right? Or A larger than C, or C less than A, which gives you 4 marks, like 2 for each, 2 marks for each like 2 marks for P and 2 marks for Q. All right, so that's sum up the 2017. It's better you calculate the entire total and see what's the mark that you got, and please send me a what the individual WhatsApp message by saying your marks to this particular paper. So we are going to move into the 2016 paper, right? So let me take the marking scheme of that. So meanwhile, you can do the calculation parts regarding the yeah, this one. And in my 2016 paper, there is a problem because instead of O level, they have put the A level marking scheme. So let me check for the Sinhala one, whether we can find it. No. Yeah, just give me a second, and if you got the marking scheme with you, you guys can correct it, right? If your book contains the 2016 one, the people who don't have it, yes, Amashi, it's 2016 that we are going to do now. We have like finished the 2017, so we are going to do the 2016, right? The MCQ. So just yeah, Sayuri, the fourth question, I have explained it to the class last week. So let me quickly go through it, right? Yeah, it is the Excel one, no? Yes. Yes, so the it is regarding the CO2 emission. So in the first one, they are asking what's the difference is like in the for the Bangladesh in year for the Bangladesh in the difference between the years 1972 and 2014. So they have given the what we call the equation difference is equal to the value of 2014 minus value of year 1972. So you can write it like equal C4 minus B4, right? Or else you can write it like sum C4 comma minus B4, right? Let me take the explanation that I have done to this class. Here, it's right over here. Right, so we can write it like equals C4 minus B4, or else we can say equals, we can write it using some function as well. It should be C4 comma minus B4. This is how we are going to write a subtraction using the sum, right? And the next one is asking about to write the equation to calculate the percentage. So for calculate the percentage, you can use two separate things like C4 minus B4. People just confirm me that I have discussed these things නේද මට මතක විදිහට මම last week video එක බලලා confirm කරගත්තේ we were discussing until the fifth question, right? Yes, everyone. Yeah, we did, right? Yes, great. And C4 minus B4, the difference, the percentage is going to be C4 minus B4, as it says, the difference divided by the value of 1972. That means again B4, right? Then multiply it by 100. Or else you can go, the difference is there in D4 already. So D4 divided by B4 multiplied by 100. Right, so that's going to be the answer for the second one. And in the next question, they are asking what's happened when they copied these values along the D and E columns, and what is the value that you are going to receive regarding the Sri Lanka. Right, so right over here. So assume that the two formula entered in D4 and E4 are copied to the cell D5 to E10. Right, so what will be there in the place where the Sri Lanka's figures are showed in, right? So that means yeah, it's going to be, so this is the place we have write the differences and the percentages, so which have given us these particular things, and you are copying it to the D9, these particular places, right? So like you're going to copy the entire thing, and they are asking what is going to be there in the Sri Lankan figures. So like they don't have any dollar marks in the answer, so like it's going to change relatively, right? So since we are copying down like downwards in a column, it's the number that's going to change. So what we are going to do is the 4 will be changed into 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 right over here. So C4 will become equal C9, and B4 will become B9. That's going to be the answer in the what we call the D9 cell, and for the E9 cell, it's going to be D9 divided by B9 into 100. Sorry, 100. Or else it's going to be C9 minus B9 divided by B9 again into 100. Right? And then they are asking you to take the total of something, right? In the pattern of equal function within brackets cell 1 colon cell 2, right? So they are asking you to take the total for the B11 cell of the CO2 emission in 1972. So all you have to do is equal sum B4 colon what was the range? So it is from B4 colon B10. That's all. So this is going to be your answer. So either you can write this particular formula totally, or you can say this is function 1 and this is cell 1 and this is cell 2. You can write it on that manner, right? So that is how the marking scheme has went. Yeah, so like this. Right, like the way it shows. And finally, they ask in the chart types, what kind of a chart type that you can use to show this 2014 and 1972's data. So it is bunch of data, not like there are like so many, like more than one column is existing on your data range. So you can't go with a pie chart because pie chart won't give you the correct idea regarding the two columns or like more than one column. So you have to go with bar chart, column chart, area chart of kind of a chart like that. Right. Sairi, is that okay? Right. Okay, so we are moving to the 2016 question paper. Like if you got it, yeah, just confirm me whether you are done with the 2016 paper. Anyone who haven't done that? If you are not being able to do it, okay, 2 are done. How about others? 3 are done. 4 done. 5 done. We got 8 in the room. Okay, 6 is done. How about others? Yeah, Geetaka, Duneli. Okay, Geetaka is done. Duneli, how about you? And Vihansa. All right, Vihansa. No, Vihasna. Right, okay. Right, Duneli, I'm going to discuss the paper. It's better you do it and see. And when we are like doing the things, if you got anything, I know, I think you got the paper with you, Dua. So we are going to discuss it, and it's better you ask if you not getting anything on the on a question that you feel like, right? So it's better you do it, Dua, and complete the second part as well, right? Because we are going to discuss it on next week. Okay, people, just give me a second. I need to find a 2016 marking scheme. So I'm stop sharing for the moment. Okay, so this is going to be the marking scheme. So just mark it as quickly as possible and send me the incorrect answers. Right, Sairi, I have received yours. So I'm making the grid. Okay. So 3, 4, 11, 17, 20, 22, 23, and 29, and 30. Leandra, it's 4, 5, 11, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 28, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. Okay. 4, 17, 28, 31. Okay. Lalindi 10, 17, 26, 28, 29, 31, 36, 37. Okay. Marksheets 11, 17, 20, 21, 26, and 27. Okay. Heshani 3, 9, 17, 18, 20, 22, 31. Okay. Right. And Geetaka 16, 21, and 29. 16, 21, and 29. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So let's start. Let me take the paper. No, this is going to be a disaster. People, just give me a second. All right. Okay, so what is we are going to talk is the third question. Right, which of the following is a direct function? This is 2016 years. Which of the following is a direct function carried out as part of memory management in an operating system? Releasing memory when the task is completed, accessing the hard disk, organizing files in a folder, managing devices. So we can directly say they are talking about the memory management. So we can directly go for the first one. Releasing memory when a task is completed, right? So when they talk about memory, it's regarding the memory related tasks, right? So accessing hard disk, organizing files in a folder, managing devices. So like accessing hard disk, organizing files in a folder is regarding the storage, not the memory, right? So first one is going to be the answer for the third one. So yes, in the marking scheme, this is the same. So then the fourth one, which of the following is approximately, and again, regarding the memory management, operating system is doing several different things. It can allocate the memory as well, right? So when some function or some process is created, it will allocate the memory. This is the memory part that you are going to use, and it will manage that memory until that process is running. Then once it is done, it will release the memory, because that process does not need that allocated memory anymore since it is done, right? So those kind of things are done in the memory management part by the operating system. Then in the fourth one, they are asking about which of the following is approximately equivalent to 1 TB. They are saying approximately equivalent, right? So now here they are saying the things in 10 to the powers, right? Api 2 to the powers will in api purdu vela තියෙන්නේ. Why we are learning with 2 to the powers? Because 2 to the power 10 equals 1024. So 1024 is approximately equals to thousands, right? So 1000 means 10 to the power 3's. Now, what you have to do is you have to figure out what is equals in 10 to the powers into the terabytes. So 1 into 10 to the power 6 megabytes. So now we know the drill, right? So they are asking about terabytes. So from megabytes to gigabytes and to terabytes, right? So we know from here to here it's 2 to the power minus 10. Yeah, I have to write it on the other way around. So we are going from terabytes to gigabytes to megabytes. If it goes like this is going to be 2 to the power 10. This is going to be 2 to the power 10, right? So 1 terabyte is going to equals how many megabytes? 2 to the power 20 megabytes, right? Now this 2, now in here, this 2 to the power 10 means 1024 is equals to, not equals, approximately equals to 10 to the power 3. 1000 කියන අගයට ළඟයි. Right? Within 2 to the power 10 වෙනුවට ඔයගලන්ට 10 to the power 3 approximately ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right? So it's going to be how many 10 to the powers? It's going to be, now for this, it's going to be 2 to the power 20 megabytes, and in here 10 to the power 6 megabytes. Right? Did you got this? ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේ ටිකක් ඔයගලන්ව පටලවලා අහලා තියෙනවා. People? Right, how about others? Leandra, yeah. Leandra, the thing that you need to figure out, the 2 to the power 10 is equal to 1024, right? You can understand it, Leandra, right? 2 to the power 10 means 1024. Yeah, Leandra, it's better you uh, on the mic. Yeah, great. Then Leandra, 1024 can be approximately equals to 1000, right? And 1000 can be represented as 10 to the power 3. That means 10 into 10 into 10. 10 into 10 is 100, 100 into 10 is 1000, right? So instead of 2 to the power 10, we approximately equals that into 10 to the power 3. Did you got that, Leandra? Yes. So there are two 2 to the power 10s. So instead of that, we are having 2 10 to the power 3s. Right? So that will sum up 10 to the power 6 MB, which is approximately equivalent. Did you got that, Leandra? Right, great. So for the fourth one, it's going to be first one, the answer, right? Right, so, oh, I have closed the correct marking scheme. Hold on. Yeah, so for the fourth one, they have taken first as the answer in the marking scheme as well. Right, then the fifth. Fifth one is asking about what is the decimal equivalent to the octal 64. That is a simple one. So like octal 64, so like 64 in 8, how we are going to convert this into the decimal? We are going to consider what are the place values are. So this is 8 to the power 0, this is 8 to the power 1. So that means this is 1, this is 8. So then we write what? This into this. 8 into 6 plus 1 into 4, which gives you 48 plus 4 equals 52. So second one is going to be the answer, right? This one is going to be the answer. So the decimal equivalent to octal 64. So octal to decimal conversion. All right. Okay, moving forward, going to the ninth one. If you got any problem in the middle, just disturb me, right? So the ninth one, consider the following statement related to a table created using word processing software. It is possible to format the text in a table. So it is, they are talking about word processing software. Yes, it is possible. So it is correct. Word in a column of a table can be arranged in alphabetical order. Yes, we can arrange it on alphabetical order because we have the sorting facility, right? And numbers in a column of a table can be added together, which we cannot inside a word processing software. Like we can add things inside a spreadsheet, something like Excel. So you are going to go with A and B only, right? For 9, yeah, it says either 1 or 4, right? Let's say why they have gone with the 4th one. All right, okay. Yeah, so they have taken all correct as well. But the most appropriate one is first one, right? Because when it comes to the calculation, we goes with the spreadsheet, but they have given either 1 or 4. Like if they goes with the 4, they should have given the like all correct. Otherwise, like then B and C is only also correct. Yeah, that is not good. Okay, let me confirm it again. Yeah, for the 9th, 1 and 4. All right. And 10th one, which of the following is not a common feature in both word processing and electronic presentation software? Find and replace. They are asking which is not a common feature. Definitely it's going to be the mail merge, because mail merge is word processing software specific thing, right? Find and replace, you can find it. Change in line space, yes you can. Spelling checker, yes you can, right? So 10th, it's going to be the second. Yeah. And the 11th, which of the following is a feature not provided by a database management application? Sorting data, updating data, generating charts, generating reports. So you can do sorting inside a database, you can do generating reports inside a database, you can do updating, but not generating charts. That is regarding a spreadsheet in most of the cases. So 11th, it's going to be the 4th one. Yeah, it says it's the 4th. And 16th. 16th, right over here. Yeah, it says testing pace. Leandra, generating chart means like in Excel we have like created some charts, no? So that's that kind of a work. Like when we are having data, we like have those data and ask Excel to generate a chart, right? Like a bar chart or a column chart or a pie chart kind of things, which is not capable of doing using the Access or the database softwares. Got it, Leandra? Yes. Right. So the 16th, testing phase of a system development lifecycle includes the following activities: acceptance testing, integration testing, system testing, unit testing. What is the correct order? We discussed this a little while ago, neither. Unit is the first, integration is the second, system is the third, acceptance is the fourth. So it's going to be, they ask in the correct order. So it's going to be D, B, C, A. So starting from, it's the fourth. The fourth is the only one who's getting D at the front. D, B, C, A. It's the first, it's the fourth one. එක මතක තියාගන්න ලේසි නේද? Unit කියන්නේ පොඩි ඒවා, integration කියන්නේ කීපයක් එකතු වුණාම, system කියන්නේ all together, acceptance කියන්නේ asking from the approval, asking approval from the client. Right? So this should be the order. Right? 16, it's going to be the fourth. Yeah. And 17th, there is a suggestion to introduce new online system to replace the current manual system to apply for re-scrutiny. Okay, that's not a good word. Okay, re-scrutiny of the result of GCE O level, right? Recorrection kila, that's what you call re-scrutiny, right? Result of the GCE O level examination. Consider the following statement related to this suggestion. The proposed system will improve the efficiencies. Hold on, let me see the, okay. The proposed system will improve the efficiency of the re-scrutiny process. There is a suggestion of introducing new online system to replace the current manual system. Yeah, so since like they are saying replace the current manual system. So manual system is slow in a lot of ways, right? So an online system is going to be a computerized one, which is going to be a much faster system. So definitely it will improve the efficiency. So it is correct. The proposed system will improve the accuracy of outcome of the re-scrutiny process. Accuracy, yes, now it's like this. When we are doing it in the manually, the human errors can be there, and those human errors can be avoided or can be minimized using a computerized system. So if we talk on that aspect, we can take this as a correct answer. The proposed system will have negative impact on the candidates who do not have access to the internet. And hold on. It is saying it's applying. Yes. The proposed system will have negative impact on the candidates who do not have access to the internet, definitely, because it's an online system. To access the online system, you should have the internet. So if you do not have the internet, that means it's going to impact you negatively. It's going to be a disadvantage for you. So that's correct as well. So everything can be taken as the correct answer. No problem, Himanadi. We are like recording it. You can go for the recording though. No problem. So in 17th, you can take all are correct. That means the fourth one, right? So the 17th question. Oh, they have taken second as the answer. Second, A and C. Oh my God, yes. We missed it. It says the proposed system will improve the accuracy of the outcome. This is the place where we are going to get tricked. It is talking about the outcome. That means in the question, they are talking about applying process. In the B part, they are talking about the accuracy of the outcome of the re-scrutiny process, right? So it won't affect, applying won't affect the outcome, right? So this particular system will not affect on the outcome. That is very tricky. So the B is going to be a wrong one. So that is why A and C has given as the correct answer. Yeah, I missed it too, right? So that's the place where we're going to trick with the question. 17, it's going to be 2. Yes. All right. So the next one, 18th. Which of the following shows the file format of image files only? So in the first answer, they have DOCX, which is related to the word processing software. And in the second answer, they have MP3, which is related to the audio file. In the third answer, they have RAW, JPG, and BMP. Those are image types. And in the fourth, we have PPTX, which is the PowerPoint type. So the correct answer is going to be the third one, right? 18th, it's going to be the third. In 20th, consider the following software: a simple text editor, word processing software, web authoring software. Which of the above software or softwares can be used to create HTML document? You can create, you can use all. Simple text editor like Notepad can be used to create an HTML document. Word processing software can be used, and we have to save it in the .html extension. Web authoring software, definitely it's going to give you the ability to create HTML document. So everything is correct. The fourth one should be the answer for the 20th. Yes, 20th. It is the fourth one. 21. Yes, 21. What it says. Let's see. According to the survey conducted by the Department of Census and Statistics in 2015, the computer literacy rate of Sri Lanka is 26.8. It is assumed that the digital divide is one reason for the low computer literacy rates. Right? Consider the following suggestions. Arrange loan facilities, low interest. What is the question? The relevant suggestions which will contribute to the reduced digital divide. Yes. So they are talking about what are the suggestions which is help to reduce digital divideness. Now, digital divideness, generally what we call digital divideness is the capability and the non-capability of mix with the technology. Technology වලට reach කරන්න තියෙන capability and incapabilities create the digital divideness, right? So the first one, arrange loan facilities at low interest rate for the households of low income category to buy computers. Yeah, that would be a good proposal, right? So they can have a loan facility and purchase a computer or a device, right? Which is going to be a good suggestion and will reduce the digital divideness. Improve computing and internet facilities in rural areas where such facilities are inadequate. Yes, that is another one again, because of the geographical location, the signal strength is getting very weak when you are going out of cities, right? So if you increase the internet facilities, so rural areas will also having the same signal strength as the town takes, right? So it will minimize the digital divideness, because the rural area people is also having the access to the internet kind of services. Provide more scholarship for the children who success in grade 5 scholarship examination. Now, that is not going to be a direct impact to reduce the digital divideness, but indirectly, it's going to help, right? Because when you are having a scholarship, you can come to a much improved school, most probably situated in town area and with lot of facilities. So it will give you the chance to experience more computerized devices, but it's not something very direct one, right? So let's see what's there in the marking scheme for the 21st. Yeah, they have gone with 3. So 3 means A and B only, right? Because this is little bit remote from the digital divide minimizing factors, right? So yeah, in that case, they have gone with A and B, which is the much appropriate one, right? Because they don't have A, B, C all answer, so you have to go with A and B, right? Okay, so the 22nd, which of the following is not essential to host a website? Yeah, to host a website, I think we have missed this in the class that we have done. Let's quickly go through that, right? I'll show you the process. Then you can figure out what's going to be. Yeah. So this is the things regarding the developing and hosting a website. So the first thing that we need to do is to create the concept, or to like in system development life cycle, we have to identify what's going to be our product, and we design it and develop it. Then we have to purchase a domain name, right? So that means www.something.com or .lk or something like this. You have to purchase that kind of domain. Now, when you are purchasing the domains, you can use the websites like LK domain, right? There are some service providers who is going to give you a domain, particular domains, right? So like we can't create our own domain as we need, right? එතකොට මේගොල්ලෝ මෙතන කියනවා අපිට domain එකක් search කරලා බලන්න කියලා, right? So if that domain is available, we can purchase that, right? So there are many different domain providers in the world, as in the Sri Lanka. So this is specifically regarding the LK domains. .lk වලින් ඉවර වෙන එක මම මගේ domain එක අරගෙන තියෙන්නේ මෙතනින්, right? Not from the LK domains. There is something called another site called register.lk. I have purchased my domain from that particular website. So you can search for a domain, and it's like you have an annual payment to do regarding a domain, right? Then මේක මේකල පෙන්නලා තියෙනවා LK domain එකට $39ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ අවුරුද්දකට. This is an annual payment, right, per year, right? So almost $40. That means something 4 to 6 something near 6,000, right, per year, right? So then you have to take a domain name from this particular place, right? But domain name is not the only thing that we need. We need someone to host our website. Now, hosting means there should be a space to keep your HTML website, which you are designed, your pages should be there in a place where everyone can access in 24/7 in 365 days, right? හැම වෙලාවෙම access කරන්න පුළුවන් තැනක ඔයාගේ web pages ටික තියෙන්න ඕනේ. But you cannot make your computer a server, which is not a practical thing. There are some softwares to do that, but more specifically, it will be a little bit hard to maintain, right? Because you have to like always keep in touch with your computer if you configure it as a host, right? And you have to have mechanisms to make this host up and running in all the time. නැත්නම් සමහර වෙලාවට නේද power failure වෙන වෙලාවට ඔයාගේ computer එක shut වෙනවා නම්, so that website cannot be accessed by any one of the others in the world. So they will not having a good feeling about that website. It is they may have the feeling it is not very reliable, it's always down and like this. So for that particular reasons, there are places, or like there are companies who host our websites on behalf of us, right? So like you may have heard the names like HostGator, BlueSmart, right? And there are many, right? So you can like host your website on that particular company's server spaces, or else there are individual people as well. Now if you take in Sri Lanka, there are a lot of people who maintaining a server, that is their job to maintain that. So they have the server spaces for the websites, so we can purchase it. So for my Star Labs website, I have purchased a server space, and it cost me like 3,000 per year for the server space, right? So it is up and running all over the in entirely in annual in 24/7 and 365 days without a problem, right? So you have to purchase a domain, and you have to purchase a server space, right? So those two are okay. Then what you have to do is you have to upload your website into the server space, right? Yeah, let me show you my server end to you, right? විනාඩි 5ක් ඉඳලා අපි එක බලලා යමු. I'm going to stop sharing because I need to use my username and passwords. So I'm stop sharing with you and I'm going to access to my backend of the startups. Yes, Geetaka. Yeah, Wix.com is something very popular. So you can purchase it and you have to, they are giving you the domain names. And there are many more websites like that. අපිට domain name එකක් හොය ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. සමහරවිට එක තැනක package එකක් විදිහට wix.com වගේ. So when we reach there, they will choose us a domain and they will do all the things regarding us, right? Yes. So you can made it for free, Geetaka, and they will produce the advertisement and all these things on your website, right? So your website is basically having ads all around the website when you are doing it, right? So it is a one revenue way of having it, right? Okay. Hello, good morning. Right. So this is the back end of my website, which is the which I have done using the Joomla. No, Leandra, we are not paying for the advertisements. It's them who is like now. Advertisement is something very different. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ website එකේ ads දානවා නම් ඒගොල්ලෝ තමයි අපිට pay කරන්න ඕනේ. But since they are giving us the website, in a free manner, they will use our web space to put their advertisement. We don't need to pay it, but advertisements will be there. And when advertisements are there, it's a little bit disturbing. Not actually a little bit. Sometimes it's very disturbing to the users. And there can be wanted and unwanted advertisements as well, right? So having an advertisement will be a problem, right, at some point. So here I have used something called Joomla, which is one of the content management systems, which is to maintain my website. Now let me log into the website as well. So this is Starlabs, no? So like yes, Geetaka, they can maintain the things, so it won't be a disturbance, and maybe it can be a one, right? It's good you just experience it for a little time, right? Okay, so now this is the first page of mine. So this is the place where I am maintaining that inside the articles. So you have to learn about this thing a little bit, otherwise you won't be able to manage something like this. So this is my home page. This is where I design it. So this is actually a very nice tool which allow us to maintain our website. So it is something like something very similar to the word processing software. We have all these tools, and I can change those things at my according to my scenario, right? And also package, and we can view the source code as well. And when we know the HTML, we can edit this. දැන් මම මේකේ table එක හදනකොට සමහර වෙලාවට design කරන එක මෙතන design වෙන එක මට ඕන විදිහට design වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So on that manner I'm going to take the code editor and I'm going to edit the code inside here. So then I can manage according to myself. So this is what you call managing a website. So when you are uploading things, so you can separately have this code, right? Then මෙතන නම් මම code එක හදනවානේ. So you can separately build your website in the computer as we learn. Then you can upload your code to here. Uploading means just you can copy and paste, or there are many different upload ways of doing it. So just copy and the simple way is the copy and paste the source code to this particular place. So then your the website, the web pages or the coding will be executed on the www as it edited by you, right? So then upload, we are testing it anyway, right? So whether it is okay or not, and update and manage, right? So that is the way that the website is going to go, right? Okay, so we went here because we had a question on our paper, which is the 22nd one. Which of the following is not essential to host a website? So it says web browser, web server, IP address, website content, right? So website content we need, IP address we need because like taking a domain name means taking an IP address, and web server we need. To host a website, we don't need a web browser. Host කරන්න අපිට ඕන වෙන්නේ නේද? The web server, the server space, the domain name, and the website contents, right? To access to a website, we need a web browser. So your answer should be the first one in 22nd, right? So yes, they have taken first one as the answer. All right, people, now it is like 8:40, like 10 minutes past after the winding up time. So like I'm going to end the session from this point, right? So by next week, we are going to continue from the place, or like from the 23rd question, right? Okay, so have a nice weekend. We are going to meet on the very same time for the next week, right? All right. Bye-bye, people. Thank you very much for participating.